Welcome to the Amazing Couples Game Show. I'm your host, Byron Hodges, and of course, my co-host, Phyllis Hodges.
Hey, everybody, I'm Phyllis Hodges, and we welcome you to the Amazing Couples Game Show. Well, tonight, honey, it's a special night.
Yes, I got caught off guard. Didn't know we were doing something tonight, and we are ready, of course. Isn't that great? We have some couples with us that we're going to talk to, and my wife has all the information.
We're going to call them in a few minutes, but the special thing about what's going on tonight is our conversation show. We're going to talk about marriages, and I'm excited.
I am too. I'm ready to learn something.
We got two couples we're going to bring in. Let's bring in the first couple. And then we will bring in that second couple. They're coming in, and we have some light, soft jazz playing in the background. Sounds good to my ears. Can you hear? It's down soft.
It's down low, but I hear something.
There they go, looking good. They're coming on. Let's see. Hey, everyone.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
What do we? Hey, Alan, Wolfman, and Audrey.
Yes.
Been married 4 years, and that is great too.
Well, actually, I think they're about to celebrate 4 years of marriage, and I think I saw something about January the 11th.
11.
That is correct.
Exactly right.
Is that correct?
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to bring the other couple on, and we're going to chit chat in a few minutes. Ready, honey?
I'm ready.
Let me grab them in. Admit. Let's see, here they come. The conversation show. You know, honey, we only have this once a month.
I don't even remember the last one.
Yeah, I know. Another month. So I think the last one was the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Let's see here. And they are coming on, but I think they, okay.
39 degrees.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, hello.
How's everyone?
Hi, guys.
Hey,
Lucille
Micheal and
and
Lucille
Micheal.
Mothershed. Been married 48 years.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I was
That's
looking,
impressive.
Wow.
yes, and I was looking over the paperwork, and I saw where they're going to celebrate another year. Is it the 4th of July?
Yes. So actually it's 48 years, 5 months, and 14 days.
He's on it. He's on it. He's on it.
All right.
He's on it.
That's so impressive.
Congratulations. Isn't that awesome? Well, everybody, I was telling the viewers before we came on, we welcome them to the Amazing Couples Game Show, but tonight it's a little bit different. What's different is conversation.
Conversation night.
We're just going to chit chat. We got some questions. We're going to have some fun. What
And
do you think?
maybe I'll learn something after 48 years.
How many years? I don't know. He always,
47.
thank you. He always
Okay.
want to add
I
something.
can add in
Slow
there
it
for every little
down.
second count.
Slow it down. 47
Okay.
great years. But honey, before we get started, I think I want to go ahead and tell these beautiful couples about something sweet.
Well, let's do it.
What's over our shoulder?
Couple packages.
Some packages, and they're big packages. Couples, we are going to bless you because our sponsors have blessed us to bless you. What does that mean? You all, both couples, get $200 worth of goodies from Mary Kay. Yeah, 200, and it's his and hers.
Isn't
Okay.
hers, isn't hers.
I can see he's as excited as I am.
Heavy.
She's as excited as I am.
Exactly.
And the cool part about it, it's so much stuff in here for the ladies and for the guys. And if y'all don't want it, y'all can just give it back to us.
Yeah.
I want it.
No, she wants it.
I want it.
We can find a use for it.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I want to go ahead, I'm going to read this sponsor's card. Mary Kay, they are the sponsors for this show. A $200 gift basket for both couples, his and hers products. Minister Alice is Wolford. She is a consultant as well as a minister, And Debbie McWilliams, she is a director. She's one of those pink Cadillac girls.
Okay,
She
there
is
you go.
driving the big wheels. She's selling a lot of this stuff, you all. And I just tell the viewers, we got a lot of viewers from all over. I'm telling you, I'm asking you, I'm pleading for support. Support these ladies. They're just giving $400 away in one pop. So we're just thanking Mary Kay.
Yes,
Oh,
yay, thank you so much.
These packages, and I thought they were Easter packages.
They kind of look like it's
Yeah,
pretty
I
like
didn't ask
Easter
any
hunt.
questions, you know.
Yeah, you thought,
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought, but anyway,
Okay.
they are leaving the house and
Okay.
we're gonna do a curbside. Is everybody from Little Rock?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have-
Little Rock, okay, we're gonna call you and we're gonna do a curbside. When we present the gift to you, we're gonna say, both of you all have to be together because we're gonna snap some pictures
Okay.
Okay.
on somebody's parking lot.
Yes.
Okay. Y'all ready to chit chat?
Oh, yeah.
You ready?
You been ready? Well, honey, I put some questions together and I thought this will be a lot of fun. We're not asking
Okay.
questions because it's
All right.
not a competition, but we're gonna talk. Since I'm looking at Alan and Audrey,
Mhm.
and they are about to celebrate 4 years,
4 years.
in a few days. Well, I know they can kind of talk about this new kind of marriage. Then I look at Micheal and Lucille, and I kind of look in the mirror and say, wait a minute, they got one up on us, honey. They got one up on, we're trailing them.
I got a question.
Okay,
I didn't know there was a new kind of marriage.
you did? That's what I guess what I meant. I meant new in age.
Okay.
They
What-
just got married. Them
Okay.
newlyweds.
All right. Well,
Them really newly. Do y'all feel like newlyweds?
Not
anymore.
really, no.
Not really?
anymore.
Okay. All right, y'all, let's listen to this then. Are there any questions you should ask your mate? At this time, it'll be like your fiance. You all are dating. You all are courting. Do they still use the word courting?
I
No.
would assume so, yes.
Going together,
yeah.
whatever. So are there any questions you should ask your beau, him or her, during the beginning stage?
Does it depend on age?
I don't think
I
so.
think if you fall in love, you really don't want to ask a lot of questions right off the bat because you're spellbound,
Oh, well,
because you're excited.
let's see what the couple's got to
Okay.
say. Okay, Alan and Audrey, what about it?
Well, you know, when we first got together, we didn't ask a lot of questions. We just provided answers. We were free giving with information.
Okay.
So I don't think we asked a lot of questions of each other.
Well, we didn't. However, we met through a dating app. So,
Yeah.
so we already had a lot of information about each other, right?
True.
Because we had, we were matched by our interests. Now, I will also say, although we think we're perfectly matched,
Yes.
we actually were not put together by the dating app. Alan found me out on his own. He went searching through all of the possible.
Through all the people.
Yeah, so we were not actually put together, but we think that we are perfectly matched. We don't know why we were not matched.
Oh my
You
goodness.
were looking for somebody younger.
Was not.
Like, Alan, we're gonna talk about that age thing in a few minutes. Honey, listen.
I can relate to that. Before I found my wife, I had searched for like 4 years. And by the time 1970, so she was like 12 years old then. Here I am, I'm like 18. So I'm dating for like 4 years, looking around, I said, no. Then suddenly I wound up seeing this 16-year-old lady.
Go ahead and say it.
And
I was a 16-year-old girl, okay? Did we date a lot? No, we went on real quick and got married and the rest is history. We'll talk about
Okay,
that.
how long did you date?
Before you got married, before you became engaged.
Maybe a few months.
hey, when I saw her, that was it. I knew it.
And
You know, didn't have to-
when I say a few months, we actually met in December. We got married February the 14th.
So we met in September. We were married in January.
Oh, okay. Now let's jump over here to Lucille and Micheal. Okay, let's see how much they have in common in terms of conversation questions. Did you all ask a lot of questions to each other?
Well, I was curious, about him. I was trying to learn a lot because at first, the way we met, I was working at Safeway, and I just noticed.
I remember
that.
Safeway.
Yeah, well, this guy kept coming. It seems like he couldn't remember what he was supposed to be getting, and he would always come through my line. And me being slow, I didn't get it. Finally, he asked me to go out with him.
Wait a minute. So that was Micheal coming through your line?
Mhm.
Ooh.
And there was an article printed about it for our 45th wedding anniversary. They interviewed us and talked about how we met. And they said something like, he found his wife while shopping at the grocery store.
Okay, so once you all actually met in the grocery store through the line, did he have a line for you? Did he
No.
like a line?
I did not.
Did Micheal?
No, I did not have word. I could not find the words.
Ooh.
Her eyes and her smile just kind of left me speechless.
Okay. Now wait a minute, Alvin.
That's why I kept coming back so I could figure out something to say.
Oh, you couldn't even find the words. Now, Alvin, this is new for you all. You all didn't have a lot to talk about, but did you have a line for Audrey? A pickup line?
No, I was never good at that kind of crap.
Well, let me tell you, let me tell you something. Whether Byron know it or not, he had a line. Do you remember your line? Listen, y'all, listen.
Her pen ran out of ink, so I gave her my pen.
This
I
is
said, when you get through with my order, write your number down.
now. See, this is old.
I like that. That's good.
That is very
Really
fun.
old school. No computers. It was cash registers and pads and pens. So I'm literally taking his order.
1974.
And yes, my pen runs out. So his pickup line was, when you finish writing, taking the order, write your phone number down. I thought, and I'm just a little girl. I wasn't thinking about nothing but, oh my God, this white man with all this long hair. Wait a minute. And I'm looking out the window and I'm saying, oh, look at that. A convertible car and all of that stuff. So I was one of them kind of girls. Honey, cut that phone off, please. We got.
I'm still looking for his long hair.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah. Alan said he's still looking for the long hair.
I've seen a picture of him with the long hair.
Okay. All right. Another question for both couples. Since there are single people watching the show, there are married couples watching the show. There are couples that's been married several times. There are some divorcees. So we got a real diverse audience. Are there any red flags that a woman should look for during the beginning stage? Or any red flags that guys should look for in that beginning stage? What do you all think?
I mean, I would say definitely yes. However, I think that there are some advantages of doing the kind of dating that we did, which was online, if everyone's being honest. And I just had a sense that he was very truthful. I just had a very good feeling about him because he was so willing to share aspects of his life that weren't necessarily that that some people they were personal and private, and he was still willing to share information right from the beginning. And I just had a very good feeling that he was someone who I could trust, who I thought was being very forthright. And so it made me feel very comfortable and very secure. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you feel like you're not getting information from the person that you're with, if you feel like you're having to constantly sort of pull information out of them about themselves, that's a red flag. That's a red flag if they're not willing to share of themselves.
I would say a red flag is not what they're saying, but the feeling that you get if you feel unsafe or not listened to, or, you know, I think those are the red flags, not
That's
necessarily
good.
what is said, but maybe what is unsaid.
Mhm.
Exactly. What about it, Micheal and Lucille? Any red flags?
I think absolutely. You just always have to be cautious because especially nowadays, you know, for the younger couples or the young ones who are looking for someone, things are just entirely different than they were when Mike and I got married in 1973. You just have to know what you want, know what you expect in a person, your expectations,
Mhm.
and sometimes your bar, that's okay if it's a little high.
Right,
You know what you want, you know what you expect out of life.
exactly.
Mhm.
I already knew what my role was going to look like, just watching my parents as I grew up, watching how my father interacted with my mother and what my father did in order to make his family successful. And so it wouldn't matter if I had got married at 15 or at 50, I knew what I had to do. So as far as asking doing a Q&A with whoever I was going to be, have a potential mate, it would have been superficial. I think that I would ask some basic questions, but the thing you need to look at is if you're speaking with someone that you're interested in, if they're not paying you too much attention and they're always surrounded by the opposite sex, that's a red flag.
Mhm.
You need to have a sit down with that person and ask them, say, where are we in our relationship?
And are you for real?
Yeah. If this is real, I need to know. If not, you know, we need to have a different type of relationship. And you can do what you do, and I can do what I do.
I like what you all are sharing. Let's go all the way back. It's 2021. In a few days, it'll be 2022. But I want to take us back to 1974. Oh my goodness, 47 years ago. Why do I want to take us back there? It's because, again, I was a kid. This was a young man. I'm in high school. He's in college. With all that being said, where we met was on my first job, but he was such a gentleman. He knew up front that when I gave him the information, meaning my phone number, I verbally told him he had to ask my mom. I'm residing at home with my parents. So he had to go and ask my mom, could he come and see me? Can you want to share a little bit about that, babe?
I'm gonna go back a little further. For 3 weeks, I went there and bought chicken. And I saw her almost every day or every other day. And I was serious. And I knew what I was looking at is, and by the conversation I had with her at the counter, she didn't even know what was on my mind.
I had no idea because I'm looking at him just as a customer.
And finally, after 3 weeks, I had a little punchline. She led me right into it. I felt like her pen's out. Now here it is, right here. And when I found out I had to talk to her mother, I didn't realize. I said, her mother. I said, this obstacle here, there's no way this can work. I'm going to call though. But I did call. And it was easy. I mean, hey.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm liking this. But viewers, the phone is lighting up here. I want to go ahead and tell the viewers a little bit about these amazing couples. Micheal and Lucille Mothershed. Again, you all know they've been married 48 years and about to celebrate 49 on July 4th. Mike is an information program manager for Fidelity, and Lucille is an educator, an assistant administrator, math reading coach, of elementary math teacher for the Little Rock School District and Duval County, Florida. Let's give it up again for these amazing couples. And hold up, and now let me introduce and tell you a little bit about this other amazing couple. Alan Wolfman and Audrey Coleman. It's so wonderful to be able to say this beautiful couple, almost 4 years as of January the 11th, a few days from here. Alan is an executive director of the Biomedical Research Foundation, and Audrey is the director of communication for Aurora. So again, come on, let's put them hands together and clap for these amazing couples. Yes, viewers, it's amazing couples tonight, but we're having conversation. It's no competition. And yes, no winners. They already got their gifts. So let's move on. You want to move on, babe?
Let's move it.
Okay, we're going to move it. Okay, let's see here. How did you meet? Was it love at first sight? How long should one date? We kind of talked a little bit about that. Let's start with Micheal and Lucille first. We know how you met through Safeway. Yeah, we know. Do they still have a Safeway in Little Rock?
I'm not sure.
No, I should have taken out stock in Safeway.
Okay. So we know how you met there. Can you honestly say you thought it was love at first sight for either one of you all?
Yes, for me, I think it was.
What about it? What about it, Lucille?
After a while, I kind of got the inkling. Like I said, I was a little slow on the uptake. I just thought he was being nice.
Okay.
Mhm. And then after I got to know him, things changed.
I love it. So what would you suggest in terms of how long a person should date?
That depends on the person and the circumstances, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a good rule of thumb, I would think a year to year and a half is a good time to date, because you have to become friends before you become lovers. And if you're friends with your significant other, then most things that you come up with there's nothing that's insurmountable.
Right.
You have to have that communication open.
Honey, I'm thinking about that. It was so quick for us. Love at first sight?
Yes, I wouldn't have come through there. I kept seeing you, and it's like I was dating you and you didn't even know it. I was there.
Okay, and it was short and quick, and we're still together and we still love each other. I tell a lot of people, it's almost like I'm 16 all over again. I love this man so words. You can't even find the words because this is the man. Now let's talk to Alan and Audrey. Honey, a few minutes ago when I was talking about a new couple, newness, to me, newness and freshness is not just the age amount of time, but this couple met online. That's real. That's new, baby. That's some new stuff. That's some new stuff. Talk to us about all of that, y'all.
You're on.
Well, so we've both been married before.
Okay.
And so we were very clear about what we did not want in a marriage.
Okay.
So without going into any of those details, we knew what we did not want because we'd already experienced those things. So when we love at first sight, I'm not going to say that it was love at first sight, but I think we definitely felt a connection from the time before we even met in person. We actually spent quite a bit of time, because I was very cautious and trying to, even going out on the first date. I mean, Alan was really eager for us to go out on a date, and I was like, no, I'm not ready. Let's just continue talking and texting. I'm doing great with that. And but once we did finally go out and meet, it was pretty much over. At that point, it was just, we have this phrase that we like to use about how our relationship happened so quickly. Let's just say we call it clown crazy. We just thought it was clown crazy.
Oh my.
How quickly we connected and ended up together.
Sound like love to me. Sound like love to me. Okay. What about listen carefully, you all. Are there some subjects during this courting stage, then you get married, and now you have him, now you have her. Are there ever some things you shouldn't talk about?
No.
No.
Everybody's saying no. I totally agree.
I was telling my wife that during the time that I met her and before we got married, I was like in a captivation zone. I loved her.
Ooh.
So that feeling was there. And I didn't ask a lot of questions because I saw that she felt the same way. So once you have that working for you, there's not too many questions you're going to ask when you fall in love right off the bat. As you go along, you do.
Even so, babe,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about me being so young and me being a senior citizen now. Can we go ahead?
Oh, be quiet.
Now down the years, you think about the questions you should have asked because you've gone through 47 years.
Yeah,
And you look at, well, everything turned out all right. We're still here.
that's right, baby. But to me, that's a rare case. If I had to share and assist others,
Yes,
new
understand that.
beginners,
I can understand.
I would
that.
say, baby, you better do your homework. You better ask some questions.
Yes.
Ask.
Ask.
Find out as much as you can about that mate.
In the new world today,
Yeah, I just don't think, honey, let me pinch you. Let me feel you.
I'm real.
I just don't think there's a whole lot of
I'm
you
real.
out there. Okay?
Yeah.
And I bet you Micheal and Lucille can say the same thing. And again, I call Alvin and Audrey, they are a special kind of couple. Because everybody can't go out there and say, we're going to meet on some online. Oh, I'll be nervous. I'll be biting my nails. Oh my God, I don't know that I do that.
There, did it?
Back in the day. Okay, let's keep on moving here. Let's see. Okay, now, and the next question was going to be, did you check his background? Honey, again, I'm 16.
Your mother did that for me.
I didn't have sense enough to do any background check.
Well, I figured since mom talked to me
Yes,
and got me through the front door, I was home free.
But did you do any checking on me?
I was looking at you. I checked it out.
Let me
He did a background check and a foreground check.
see, I'm praying. Okay. And so, okay, come on, guys.
Yes,
People
I did
watching
one.
this okay, oh, Audrey said she did one.
I did a background check.
And what'd you find?
Nothing. Nothing.
No, actually what she said was your background check was boring.
It was so boring. Which I was like, yeah.
Alan, did you do a background check on Audrey?
No, I did not.
Ooh, you didn't?
No, I
Get
didn't.
out of here.
I did not do a background search the way she did. I did do a Google search on her.
You did.
Not the background search that she did on me.
Okay, it was a different kind.
Yeah.
Okay, now Lucille and Micheal, did you all do any kind of background checks? Any kind?
No, other than talking to his ex-girlfriend.
Don't
We
go
talked
there.
about him all the time.
Don't go there. Don't go
Oh,
there.
please go there.
But they
Don't go there.
had broken up though before he and I started dating.
Wow.
So what did she tell you?
Yeah, what did she tell you? You went to the girl.
She was just saying he was this cool guy and he's always buying her gifts and she just really loved the way and she just hoped to marry him one day and blase. I said, oh, because when she told me his name, I said, that's different. And he's a young Black man? And she said, yeah. I said, the name Mothershed? Are you sure you got his name right? Because everybody I knew was Brown Jones Smith. You know what I'm saying? Not, oh, okay. That's, and I buy,
That name.
oh, so that was kind of different.
You all during in the
Okay.
screen, and I'm hearing, but I'm not hearing. So make sure you all have your mic. I want to hear exactly what you said. I missed
Oh,
all of that,
okay.
Lucille.
I was just talking about his ex-girlfriend, Brenda,
I can hear you.
and we were good friends. Oh, I'm sorry. She said, my bad. But anyway, she was just so crazy about, she kept talking about this guy, Michael Mothershed. And I said, Mothershed, I said, is he German or something? You know, I didn't know where that name came from because everyone I knew was Smith, Jones, Brown, you know, but nobody had a name like Mothershed. And so she said, no, she said, he's African-American. I said, oh, okay. I had no idea the name had gone down in history at the time either. My sister-in-law is one of the Little Rock 9 Black students who integrated Central High School back in 1957. So, you know, I had no idea.
Right, and that's interesting that you're saying all of this, but to me, it would take a certain kind of person to go to a ex-girlfriend to find out anything. And I'm saying that because you like him so much and got all these great things to say about him. Why isn't she still with him?
Okay,
There you go.
Phyllis, Phyllis, let me explain. I've got to back up. Okay, my class from Horseman, we're the transitional class.
Mhm.
We're the class they broke us up and made us go to different high schools to graduate.
Right.
I had all of my credits, and then I met Brenda. She was the first person I met, and we became friends. So that's how that happened at Central. And then it got to the point, I lived on 33rd and Bishop, and she lived off of 22nd and Martin Luther King. I would ride from 33 and Bishop on the bus to 22nd, and then we would walk to school. Is that not crazy? But that's what we would do, walk to school together. That's how we became good friends. Well, I didn't know who she was dating at that time. And that's how I found out about Mike.
Wow, that's interesting. And again, I think with your computer there, if you all can scoot up just a little bit, because I'm hearing some static when you talk to the viewers, okay? And then
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up my hand if it start going crazy again. Let me ask Audrey and Alan, are you all hearing the static or is it clear on your end?
It's clear.
It's clear on your end? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Okay, God. I hope
So it's you.
huh?
It's you.
It's this one here and me. Okay, y'all better pray hard for this one here. And I hope the viewers, I hope they hear. But okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, any comment on that one, honey?
I'm just listening.
Byron, he says, listen to that. Okay, what about this? What about age? Should age ever play any kind of way in dating or marriage? What y'all think?
Not really.
It depends on the maturity of the two people they're dating.
It's the heart. It's the heart.
Okay.
I would
Okay.
agree with that.
With that being said, I know the viewers are now saying, well, how old are you all? And you know, sometimes ladies that don't want to tell their age. I don't mind telling my age. I'm just not going to tell my weight. So viewers, I am 63 and proud of it. Hubby is 69. So that don't sound so bad. But if you go all the way back to 1974, and if you say 16 and 22, ooh, so that depends on what.
I think the expression is robbing the cradle.
Seemed to me,
He was trying to tell me, he kept on saying, that was a grown woman.
it was like
Honey,
18, 19 years old.
Stop, I didn't look that old. I hope I didn't anyway.
The fine points I looked at.
Okay, dokie. All right, honey, let me see. What about politics? What about religion? Did y'all talk to your mate about either
Absolutely.
one of those subjects?
Both. Both.
Okay,
Yep.
both of them, okay. And you didn't fall out. You fell more in love?
Oh, no, we were very compatible in both of those areas.
Okay.
So yeah, it was not an issue for us.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when I hear couples being equally yoked. Okay, what about it, Lucille and Micheal? Did you all talk about religion? Did you all talk about politics?
Well, we really didn't talk about politics that much, except for at election time, but we were evenly yoked during that part of time. But Lucille made a sacrifice for us during that point in time when we got married, because she belonged to one denomination, I belonged to a different denomination. And she didn't believe that parents should raise kids up in two different churches. They should be all go to church together. So she came to my church, and that's where we raised our children in one church.
I like that. Wow, that's
But
awesome.
we got married at my church, my denominational church. We got married there and then started attending his denomination.
Okay.
That way it's kind of like an equal thing.
Equal balance, okay. What about talking about finances? Again, I was a young girl, so of course we didn't talk about no finances. He was a financer, but I was living with my mom and my dad, so I was always getting whatever I needed from parents, and then married my husband. So I don't even think I had to talk about or needed to or wanted to or think about talking about finances. What about finances, you all? Did y'all talk about it up front?
In a sense, we knew that it was important for us to go on and finish school, get our education in order to be able to make it. And so that's where we met. We were in college. And he was at one college and I was at another one out of the city. And so we kind of knew what we needed to do.
So knowing what you needed to do, did you all talk about finances? Honey, are you in debt? Honey, how many credit cards do you have?
Oh.
Honey, you got the money in your pocket. Honey, can I have some? Did y'all talk like that?
Well, he told me that he didn't have any debt. And I know he didn't because he was in college. He was a freshman in college. And so I knew, it was the same, with me. Well, he was a freshman and I hadn't started. I was just graduating. So there was no finances there. But once we got married, Mike was our financial person. He took care of the bills and, did that type of thing.
Excellent. Okay. But even talking about you all being in school, in college, nowadays, because we're in 2021, the credit card companies are sending children, young people, credit cards, all of this stuff in the mail. So you have just as many young people in college that's in debt as grown folks. So that's interesting that you would say that, but we're talking about the times. What about Alan and Audrey? Did you all talk about finances?
We were both fully established in our careers and our own lives. We both had our own homes and all of those kinds of things. So it was a little bit different for us than it would have been, say, if we got married 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, we probably didn't talk about finances until we moved in together in November.
Okay.
But it kind of evolved in a very natural way. It's not something we argue about. We just kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
With the flow. Any comment on that, honey?
Hey, as far as finances, whatever you need, I got it for.
Yeah. And it was something because in Byron's case, me being, again, this young girl and priorities as a kid, as a girl, I wanted this, I wanted that. Byron was a young man in college and working part-time. And when he could not purchase, just say, a blouse or some kind of trinket or something.
I didn't run across that.
It was funny because whatever it took for him to go do to acquire this for me. And I think, again, as that little girl, my eyes was really twinkling because it was like, wow, he is a grown man.
He has purchasing power.
I went down to Zales and got her an engagement ring. That was very serious for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is the big one. Everybody that's watching, you're going to run into this one of these days. Health issues. So couples, talk to me. Did you all think about one of these days? You may have to go in the cupboard in there, the medicine cabinet, and pop some Tylenol, and you had to go buy those Tylenols yourself, or somebody may get arthritis or migraines or whatever the issue was. Did you ever talk about health challenges?
You can take that one.
Yeah, we did. I mean,
on date one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alan has a chronic condition that he felt that I should know about. And so the very first time that we went out, he told me all about this, and I guess expecting that I was going to say, well, I don't want to deal with that. But instead I was like, okay. So yeah, he's been very open about his health issues. I'm very open about, all of the things that I might be concerned about. So there is very little that we do not discuss.
Wow.
I can't think of anything that we do not discuss.
Okay. Micheal and Lucille, again, a different era. Did you all talk about, you talked about the finances in a roundabout way. What about health issues?
Health issues, not so much in the beginning, because we were young and strong and didn't figure that we needed to be where we weren't. We didn't have any ailments per se that were to the point where we needed to discuss them with each other or our parents. But we both knew that our parents had issues, and they were the type of issues that it was a strong possibility that we one day might have those same type issues. So we were aware that we needed to take care of ourselves going forward. So exercise and diet was a high priority in our life.
Good for you.
Hey, we were young.
We were young, but the time we got married, I made sure that I had insurance,
Mhm.
health insurance on it.
Mhm.
And when it came along, I made sure all that happened. Everything just kind of fell in place slowly.
Mhm.
I was
Right.
covering bases.
Exactly.
And like Mike was saying, you don't think about it when you're young, about growing older and, having a lot of health issues.
Right.
But we knew that it was inevitable. And of course, that's where we are now. Also, I worked for years. The only time I was off from work, physically ill, was having a baby when we had our son. And that was like 6 weeks. And then you had to go back to work, But when I retired in 2016, it was entirely different. That's when all of the health issues kicked in, starting the few months after I had retired. And I thought, wow, so this is why I worked all through the years, because I'm getting it now.
You have to make sure you have long-term and short-term health insurance on your belt.
Mhm.
And we do. We always have.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, before I ask some more questions, I want, starting with Alan and Audrey, look out at our viewing audience and what would you share with them as a happy, healthy, well-established couple? And now you have young women that are desiring a mate, or you have a young man, he just don't know. He's sort of frightened about being real serious. What would you all recommend? How can you encourage those group of people that's watching you right now?
I think the first thing is that you need to make certain that you have yourself in a place that you feel comfortable and confident. You cannot acquire that from your mate. You have to feel that yourself. And if you have an expectation of creating happiness because of what someone else is going to do for you, you're not going to be successful in that. You've got to make your own happiness, your own contentment first.
And from my personal experience, I would agree with that. My first marriage was, it took me longer to heal from my first marriage than I expected. But it was only once I felt comfortable being alone and being with myself that I was actually ready for a healthy relationship.
Interesting. That's good. That's good. What about it, Lucille and Micheal? Viewers are watching, and some of the viewers that's watching us, meaning the marriage that's been together over 25 years. With you all, we're talking about 48. With us, we're talking about 47. So we got these people watching you saying, how in the world do they keep smiling together? Wow, how in the world do they keep that sexy look, them dressing in the same colors? Wow, how do they even be able to reminisce about the good times? How can you give these couples information to help them bring some more spark in their relationship?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with, first of all, you have to have trust in each other. If you don't have trust, you cannot build anything on your foundation. Secondly, just loving each other. You don't have to every day, 24 hours a day, be there, kissy kissy, what have you. But it's nice if you do. It's nice if you do. That's what I said. It's nice if you do. But we're just so complacently growing together. And I often think about our daughter, who is the older one. She would often say, Mom, Dad, what's wrong with you all? I don't ever hear you fussing at each other. Y'all don't ever get into arguments. My friends get into arguments and their parents pull out guns and knives on each other.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, I've never seen you all do that. And it's because we disagree. We would disagree a lot, but it's the way you handle it. You know what I'm saying? And she never saw that part. And so she said it just messed her up for life. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, you know how people are. But that's the main thing. I think the biggest deal is trust. Having to have trust with your spouse. I mean, with your partner.
Gotta have trust, and at the same time, I'm a hands-on person.
Mhm.
I like to touch my wife. I like to tell her I love her every day. I
Yeah.
accept that. I don't look at this. If I walk in the room, I'm gonna know she's there. I'm gonna let her know I've got contact with her. And I want
Right.
to feel good that I still have this burn inside of me. That's because if she turns around and sees, I look at her, well, she sees that eye contact. So she's positive. She trusts me and I trust her. And when she looks at my
Exactly.
face, I wonder what she's doing. That's constant. It's always there.
Mhm, mhm.
Well, we have our ways of doing things too. Like when I get out of the shower and I put on a negligee and I just have to walk past him
And it's
Got
over.
that.
and it's over. So, everybody has their own way of doing things.
I love it. I love it.
You know,
Look at look at Michael trying to be shy. What you
So
say?
he said, anywho.
no, but one thing I like to all the young men that are listening to understand that if you're in a situation or you're looking for a situation, i.e. someone to be that go-to person for you going forward, it depends on where you are when you're looking for them. I mean, are you looking for them in church or are you looking for them in a club?
Right.
I mean, you get what you
That's right.
what you search for.
That's right.
So I'm just saying, I mean, you can find a good person in the strangest places, but it depends on how you approach that person.
Mhm.
If you come correct and show them put your best foot forward and show them the gentleman and man that you are, then I'm sure that person will show you the woman and lady that they are.
Because
But you have to do
I agree with that. Viewers, this Kentucky Fried Chicken man, that's where he found me at KFC on 23rd and Broadway. It's no longer there. So ladies, don't even try to go there and think you're gonna find somebody, okay? It's gone. They burned it down.
Just like Safeway is no longer there.
But wait a minute, dating online is out there. And y'all gonna listen to Audrey and Alvin. They're gonna tell y'all how to do that thing.
It
Okay?
works.
She said it works. Okay, this is an interesting one here, honey. What about family members? What about the in-laws? Woo, I can fan on that one. Okay, come on. Who want to talk about the family members? And we're a close-knit family.
Yeah.
Our family, there's two, and me and you, and we have 2 adult children, and we have 3 grands. That's that close-knit. But I'm talking about reaching on the outside to them in-laws. I'm talking about reaching on the outside to those sister and brother-in-laws and them uncles and cousins that sometimes want to say, Who did you say that is? Who you married to? Okay, ladies and gents, come on, talk to me.
We have a fairly small family on both sides. So, and Alan's family all live out of state.
Okay.
They're in the Northeast.
Okay.
I have a few family members, my sister's here and her children. But we get along. We actually have all gotten along very well. We were I think we've had a very good relationship from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that hasn't really been an issue for us. And I think also because we're older going into the marriage, the in-laws have had less of an influence.
Excellent. I like that. What about it, Micheal and Lucille?
Well, I love my in-laws. My dad passed away first, and then my mom passed away. And it was just like they had a baton, and they were passing it on to mother and dad. You finish with her. You finish helping her to grow and become the woman that we want her to be. And that's the way I felt. But I love my in-laws. And my sister-in-laws are here. We get along. Everybody kind of keep their distance. We do things. Now with COVID, of course, we cannot spend a lot of time together. But I think we all get along. And my brother comes over and he brings us stuff, he and his lady friend, from time to time. And my nieces come by. So we all get along real well.
That's good. I like that. But you just mentioned COVID. Tell me, out of both of you couples, did COVID bring you closer or did it push you apart? What did it
Brought
do?
us closer.
Definitely closer.
Yeah.
Closer.
So tell us some of the things that you have done since you're up under each other almost 24/7.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that I tease my wife about on a regular basis is she has a problem with walking sometimes because her legs bother.
Okay.
And she calls me from different parts of the house to do this, to help her with this, help with that. And one of the things I say, well, I'll be right there. I need to change t-shirts. So either I have on a wait staff t-shirt or a Molly Mays t-shirt or a staff t-shirt or something of that nature. Just a little levity. But I don't doing it.
That's hysterical.
To say that.
That's hilarious.
Michael, go on, tell the truth. Thank you. That's sweet. That's sweet. What about it, Alan? What about it?
We both are still working, and so we are together
24/7. We basically work remotely except for one day a week each, and it's the same day. So we both go into the office on Tuesdays.
So ever since March 13th of 2020, which is when we started working at home.
That was the day. I never forget that day.
Yeah, March 13th, 2020.
Wow.
We're together all of the time, and we love working to, being at home together all of the time. And we're both homebodies to some degree. We like to go out and do things, but we really find the most comfort being in our own home. And so this has just been really, really nice for us.
That is so special, honey, for them to say that, because honestly, I haven't met any couples that have had any challenges with it, but statistic is showing there's a lot of divorce during this time. Honey Bun and I, oh my God, we have gotten even closer. Like, come on, scoot over a little bit. No, I don't want you to, even if you try. And we have done so much. We have begun to write books together. We have a love story coming out. It will actually be launched February the 14th. My husband called me on the phone. Now he's in the other room and I'm in one room. He called me and set up a date. And the date was he wanted to actually have an outside picnic. And he didn't call it outside. He called it a midnight picnic. Oh, if I tell you, that did something to me. I'm saying a midnight picnic outside. Yeah, I want to do it. Can we do a live? Can we show some folks? We had a ball, and we are readers. So now we drive around, and I love to just drive. Yes, I get in the vehicle. He'll take me around. He'll take me around the block. And you know, like a kid, get in the car and they fall asleep. He's taking me around the block. So he do that so often. Now we try to find these little tiny libraries, and we go and we look and find out what neighborhood, and we go home and we get our books and go and donate. So we do some fun, kind of crazy things just to keep the fire burning.
Yeah.
Right, babe?
That's gotta do something, you know.
But when she said March 13th, oh my
Oh, yeah.
God. Oh yeah, that brought a lot back.
Today.
That was the date.
That was to date. Okay, let me ask this question here because the viewers are saying, come on, let me find out more about them. Marriage, more than once. I heard the first couple, Alan and Audrey, this is your second marriage.
For each of us. Yep.
Okay, would you say the second time around is hotter? The second time around, you all are wiser? Or what would you say?
Yes.
Yes, and yes.
Yes, and yes.
Yes, yes, okay. What about it, Lucille and Micheal? First marriage, only marriage?
It's the only marriage.
Okay, only marriage,
Well,
okay.
well, I want to tell you something about that.
Come on, talk to me. Micheal,
Someone told me that I asked her, I said, why do you keep putting out this channel and using it when we just have family people coming over to eat? This is not a special occasion. She said, well, I'm going to make sure that if something happened to me and you get another woman in this house, that she don't get to use this channel for the first time. I'm gonna use it for the first time.
Sometimes when it's just the two of us,
Micheal,
I'll set the table up with the china.
Micheal, read my lips. I understand what Lucille is saying. Me too, Lucille, bam.
Yes.
I want to add something in here. My commitment, when I was looking, even though I was 22 years old, I was going to get married, and that was the only time in my whole life, and that was going to be it. It was going to be forever. If anything happened, it would be no more. I meant it to be for a lifetime, and it still happened.
And even though I want the viewers to know this, I don't believe none of us, these three couples, I don't believe there's no perfect marriage. I don't care how many smiles,
There's not.
how many
There's not.
kiss. I don't care how many high
It's said
fives.
for better or for worse,
You're gonna feel
and
this.
that's what it means.
And even when that phone keep on doing that, it's spam.
It's your daughter.
now it's my daughter. When they do something yucky, it's mine. When they ours. Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's what he is.
Micheal.
Mhm.
This is sweet. This is sweet. Okay, this is a good one, baby. Talking about ups and downs and not having a perfect marriage. Let me ask, I'm gonna look at you straight in the eyes. Y'all look at me. Raise your hand. Don't say anything, just raise your hand. Did any of you all have premarital counseling before you walk down the aisle? Either one. Counseling before marriage.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
Uncle
we
TR.
talked about it.
Yeah, Uncle TR.
Yeah.
The one who married us.
So
My
you,
mother-in-law's brother,
so you're saying you all did have marriage counseling before
Yeah.
marriage?
a minister. Mhm.
Okay, okay. Audrey and Alan,
No.
Nope.
okay, ask us.
No.
No, we didn't, but in the middle of the marriage, guess what? During the middle of the marriage, when we was having some challenges, yes, we went to a marriage counselor, a godly counsel, because we wanted somebody that was, hold on, everybody. Watch this. This is when you have children, keep on calling. Hello, I'm on the telephone. talking to you. Can you please quit calling? We are taping. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Y'all gotta take control of your house. We talking about grown folks. calling you, honey, calling me. Honey, what was I saying before I was interrupted?
Marriage counseling.
See, that's the reason I needed counseling.
Counseling. I'm listening.
So, I needed some counseling, you all. Let me tell you, it was when we got marriage counseling, we was in what part of our marriage? What year, honey? Roundabout.
19, 20 years.
So it took 20 years for us to have marriage counseling. Did we need it? Yes. Did it help? Yes. Was it anybody? No. We prayed about it and we sought after godly counsel. We set up under that counsel because at that point in time, being married 20 years, sometimes you can take your mate for granted. Sometimes, giving you an example, Lucille mentioned putting on a nice negligee and looking pretty walking in front of Micheal. Sometimes I would be, again, as a businesswoman, I call myself a serial entrepreneur. Sometimes I would come home, put some rollers in the hair, put on this old holy gown, looking a hot mess.
And then go
to bed like this. And it was nothing nice. So during the counseling session, sometimes a person that's not living with you and that's in the profession can pull your coattail and say, well, just like you used to do, looking pretty with the perfume and the hair all fluffed, you're gonna need to keep that up if you want your mate, your husband, to be satisfied. So my point is, sometimes it's just a little small things that can happen in a marriage that can get on the other one's last nerve.
very last nerve.
And let me say, what would you, we would be so
I went
busy.
right along.
No, honey, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about some of the things that you would do that would make me pull my hair out. He was so busy. He was in management. And what would my honey bun do? He would get up early in the morning and go to work. It was late at night when he would come home. Well, come on, honey. You're going to have to put your family in another area in terms of prioritize. But he was a young man and he was growing and climbing the ladder. So for the viewers that feel the heat coming on, don't wait to 20 years and try to fix it. God blessed us to be able to fix it. And like I said, now I can pull his shirt off and just hug my honey and say, baby, do you remember when we first started? And it's like all over again. And we love each other, but we needed that counsel.
During that counseling time, my wife could throw a rock and hit me anytime she wanted. She could find me anytime she wanted. I never did anything wrong. I worked 72 to 80 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came home, you know, the other half of you done gone to sleep and I'm left.
But honey, remember, you was dog tired.
I was tired, but I wasn't tired, that tired that I didn't notice.
Oh my God. Y'all better hear me.
That's such a guy answer. I wasn't that tired.
Yeah, I wasn't that tired.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think everybody answered the question. Can we move on?
We can move on.
Yes. Real marriages.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay, honey,
I
wait a
want to say
minute.
one thing.
Come on, baby. Come on with it. Say it.
I was able at that time to carry the load to let her do what she wanted to do.
Yes.
I carried that type of load. So
But-
I enabled, used to try to explain this to her. I said, if I'm not bringing it in, you can't do these things you want to do. You're going to have to go ahead and get one of these 9-to-5 jobs like I have, but turned into 12 to 12.
Because I didn't want to be working for anybody. I
That's
wanted to be
right.
an entrepreneur.
So I was the person that was enabling her to do what she
Can you
wants
look
to
at
do.
me?
Yes. And I would get steamed up. I said, I'm doing all these things to give you the freedom to build your career, what you want to do. And I have to have something in return.
Yeah.
I can't just come home to a dead house.
In a dead wife. All right, Byron.
Not even going there.
Okay. I feel steam coming from the screen. Somebody relate. Okay, let me ask you this, since we talked about first and second marriages, let's talk about blended families. Alan and Audrey, do you all have children?
Nope.
Really?
That was a fast answer, wasn't it?
No children.
That's something, and I'm surprised you all said that, because a lot of times with couples that's been married before, whether it's once or twice, a lot of times they have children.
Yes, they
and
do.
That's a blended family. Talk to us, Lucille and Micheal. How many children? Talk about your children and grandchildren. Tell us a little bit about the family thing.
We have 2 children and 5 grands.
Praise God. Okay.
Excuse me.
Y'all do fun things with those individuals to the point of, you know how to cut or draw that line and say, it's Lucille and Micheal time.
Yes. But we do a lot of family things though.
You know that commercial where the kid goes off to college and the parents are celebrating and he comes back home and they turn the lights off on him?
That's wild and interesting, because we have 2 young adults, grown folks, and sometimes they want to pull on us, and we don't mind them pulling on us, but we have to make sure to draw that line. And our grandkids aren't babies, they're young adults as well, because we started our family so young. And you have to know, again, how to love each other, how to do what you need to do, but keep it balanced. I'll say keep it balanced. So in closing, this has been fun. This has been a lot of fun, and being real, showing who Byron really is, showing who Phyllis really is, showing who Lucille and Micheal really are, and looking at Alan and Audrey and saying, wow, knowing who they really are. How would you all like to close the show out in terms of words of encouragement? It's never too late to find love, because
It's
again,
never too late to find the perfect match.
never too late. And that's the whole
late.
concept of this program. We want to spread love. We want to spread laughter. And we can't just do it by ourselves, babies. So we need couples like the couples that's before us. So how can I want y'all to encourage us.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
I'm sorry, go on.
no, you go ahead, Lucille.
I
No,
love
I was just going to say, I think it's most important, like I said before, that you have trust in each other and respect for each other. And that respect will flow and trust will flow out to your children. And hopefully, prayerfully, it'll go from your 2 children, we have 2, on into your grandchildren, your 5 grandchildren that you have. We have 2 adult children and daughter-in-law. And so, we love them dearly. We plan things together and we just have respect for each other. We know when, okay, time out, need to let them do what they do. And Mike and I come on and go our way, with our children. So just having respect for one another. And we're not perfect. I don't mean to elude or have you think that we're not perfect at all. We have flaws. We make mistakes.
And I'm glad you said, I'm glad
Wait a minute, did I say that?
but look, Lucille, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of times when viewers watching couples, sometimes they can look at them and just by their demeanor, the body language, they can assume, but there's no perfect couple on this,
No.
whether they want to lie and say it or perpetrate like it's all well. It's not all well. Communication from our standpoint, communication is key. I would tell anybody in our relationship, in our marriage, it's God first. If we didn't have God in our life, it would be a total mess. So we prioritize God first, and then it's us. But even with it being us, women must take care of themselves. Men must take care of themselves. Sometimes you get lost in your relationship. So you must be able to exhale and enjoy. I would say your husband, like Byron, he'll go in there in a minute and run my bath water and give me that hour or two to just gather my thoughts, and vice versa. And we need to do that. And so the new couple, 4 years almost, honey, we can count it down.
So you know, from almost day one when we started dating, 2 words we've always cherished in our relationship were safety and freedom. And it's the freedom to be exactly who you are in your own home and feel safe without judgment.
Yeah, that's good.
We even talked about that now when we look at each other, we say, what's that word? We say freedom.
That's
To be
good.
exactly who you are.
I like that. I like that. I know the viewers loving that as well. Honey, how would you like to close the show out?
Well, I'd like to say one thing. Even at nighttime, we read the Bible before we go to bed.
Yeah.
But there's a special thing that's happening and it occurs. We get into bed, we go to sleep, and I reach for her hand and hold it, and we go to sleep holding each other. That has occurred more and more over the last year and a half. And I don't know where it came from, but I cannot turn one way or the other unless I'm touching her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the closeness as we've developed over these years.
But not only that, baby, you remember just driving down the streets, old school.
Yeah.
The woman almost sitting, almost not
lap,
in his lap, almost though, but sitting so close and holding his hand. It's not a whole lot of that. You know, you see people driving, but you can put 5 or 6 people in between. They are not that close. And we're driving and we're holding hands.
Yeah. I pulled over one day down a side street, nice, shady and sunny, and turned around and stopped and gave her a kiss right there on the side of the street. I said, this is something different. We used to do it. I'm still ready to do it.
Let's bring it back in.
Come on back with it.
So, ladies, all I can do is speak a blessing over each one of your lives, because again, as a woman to another woman, we have to work at our marriage. Marriage is amazing. We have to learn to laugh at ourselves. We have to learn to look at our mate and laugh at him. And when we have those moments of being at a place that you want to cry, I cry so easily. Goodness gracious, I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe, I don't know.
I got one more thing. I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
I like to let my family know that they can depend on me, because that's what it's all about. It's trustworthy, and they don't have a problem because I'm always there. Mm-hmm. I am the rock. I mean, you can call me. I'm going to take care of anything we need to be, because they depend on me. And we depend on Jesus Christ to hold us together, because that's where I get my thoughts every day. We share that together. At one time, I didn't know Jesus Christ. You couldn't get me to even talk about it. We didn't have that stability that we have now. You have to have that type of foundation in everyday life now to hold yourself together, because the obstacles that are coming to you, that can blindside you. You got to be prepared for everything. I used to tell my men that work for me, I had 40 men for me. And I used to tell them every day, it's not about you. You have a family that depends on you. And your stability as an individual gives them the safety net to function properly at home. So everybody's depending on you as a person. And that's how I like to close it.
I like it, baby. And ladies, even though I spoke a blessing over you all, your men. Your men work hard. Your men love you. Take time to give him that massage when he
Yeah, that's
needs it.
good.
Sometimes look at him and say, baby, put your feet up here. Let me massage your feet. Take care of that man. Take care of your sweet husband. Guys, you have some awesome women there. Your wives are beautiful. Sometimes it's the little small things that will turn a woman on. Byron, write me love letters every day. I'm not playing, y'all. I be looking for my love letter. Sometimes I will go in the kitchen just on the table. He has taken the time and written me a letter. May not be a long letter, maybe just a paragraph. And I got this smile on my face. So sometimes it's the little small things. Guys, do it for those beautiful ladies. And let me tell you something else, guys. I don't know how much of a gentleman you all are, but y'all look, you look like a gentleman to me. But my husband, he don't allow me to open, I said, allow me. He don't allow me to touch that door. This man opened the door for me. When I'm in the car, I've gotten so accustomed to it, baby. I'm sitting there and he's doing something. I said, well, he's gonna come around and open his door in a few minutes. And whether I'm going to a restaurant or whatever, he is a gentleman. So all I can tell you guys, y'all look like gentlemen to me. So just take care of the women. Women, take care of your husband. And anything else to tell them, baby?
Yeah, gentlemen, take care of your wife. She's the foundation and a temple of your home because God gave her to you for you to take care of.
And couples, let me go ahead and tell you this. Just because this is our last show for this season, yes, all you beautiful couples, your names, your name, the wife, the name of the husband. So from each couple, it's going to be 2 names, the husband and the wife name. Out of all the families that's been represented, all the amazing couples, on the Sunday, and I wrote that date down, the first Sunday in January, which is the 2nd, you all will be getting a text from me on email. But on that particular day, we're going to do another Zoom. But I'm going to send you a link and we hope all the couples can come on because we're going to have a drawing. That particular drawing, one couple, whether it was in a conversation show of the Amazing Game Show or whether it was the competition, and those was 3 couples. Well, one couple, one blessed lucky couple will win what, baby?
6 days, 5 nights in Cancun, Mexico.
We're gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
So y'all better start praying and claiming y'all gonna win because somebody is gonna walk away with it. And we really appreciate your time. I think I gabbed so much, it's probably way over an hour, but that's
Right.
okay.
We can still keep talking.
That's okay. Viewers, I thank you all from around the world for tuning in. I want you all to continue. Remember, the Amazing Couples Game Show airs every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I have to say that because we never can tell who's watching and who we're interviewing and who's having conversation with us. And make sure to subscribe to Amazing Couples Game Show. Put all them words together and all the shows will pop up. And we're going to close it out with
I love you too.
I love you. Y'all gonna look at your mate.
Mhm.
Stretch your arm out to your mate.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even have to say nothing. Love you all. I appreciate you. Y'all did so good. So good. And
Nice to meet you guys.
yes,
Yes,
you
same here.
too.
Meet you all too.
Okay.
And listen, congratulations.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
And
And congratulations to you guys.
yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
That's you all. We're gonna do a curbside so y'all can get these beautiful gifts. Honey, hold it for the last time.
All right.
Hold it for the last time before I see that. Somebody's gonna get it.
Yeah.
Oh well. Good night.
Oh,
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.